Hey, good evening, everyone. Good evening. It is Thursday, July 18, 2019. I'm Dave Guerra. This is Let's Have a Chat, and we're talking about leadership, lessons in leadership. We're not talking about issues in leadership. There's plenty of those, lessons in leadership. And this applies kind of to everybody. It's not just you have to be in a leadership position. No, you have to be a leader. Being a leader. You are a leader. Whether you think of yourself one or not is besides the point. You are a leader. It's just how people recognize you and what you do to maintain it. What you do to maintain them recognizing you as a leader. You can't just say, oh, guess what? I'm going to be a leader today. It doesn't work that way. That's not how it is. It's just like nicknames. You cannot give yourself a nickname. It doesn't work that way. Same thing with the title of leader. It is handed to you. It is an honor bestowed upon you, but it is not automatic. And I talked about that yesterday. In the Walking Leader Wednesday when I read from the my good book, The Great to Follow. So that leads us to today's chat, and we're going to chat about lessons in leadership. We're going to talk about wins. No, we're going to talk about losses and failure, the L and the F, the negative side of winning. But is it truly negative? I don't see it as negative. I don't see losses and failures as negatives. Those are definitely something you want in your life. Sure, sometimes people get more than what they really truly want, but sometimes, you need a loss. You need a failure. You need something to set the standard. Well, you got to this point, then you failed. Well, now you know to get to that point, it's a success, and now you got to work at getting beyond that point. So doing that, you're going to encounter a lot of losses and a lot of failures. And of course, the ones that are going to, make it are the ones that don't give up. That are ones that are not going to be, I fell down 87 times, I'm not going to get up anymore. No. That's why I've done these videos, because I'm not giving up, because again, there's something here I have got to say. There's a message I have to tell you. And eventually it's going to click. But I'm going to keep doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it. And eventually it's going to all just fall into place. But we're going to get there together, and I'm not giving up. So that's why if you go to my YouTube channel, I have over 1,000 videos out there. It's a lot, but I've done it. And I'm going to keep doing it because I believe in my message and I believe in what I have to share with you. So it's going to offend some people. It's going to irritate some people. Some people are going to like it. Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to, anyway. But what I'm going to do is not give up. So I will fail and fail and fail until I get a win. And then guess what? I'm going to get another win. And then I'm going to fail again. Because that's just part of life. That's what life is. And folks, if you're one of those people that refuses to get a failure or refuse to acknowledge that there's a failure in your life, that there was a loss in your life, then guess what? You're not going to go anywhere. You're just going to stay stuck in that same place because, again, you're not looking at it truthfully, honestly, ethically, morally. You're just looking at it with blinders on and just say, you know what? I'm going to keep winning. And that's fine. There are some people that say that, but they don't truly believe it because, again, it's what they do when they get that L, because everyone gets that L at one point in their life. Everybody gets that loss at one point in their life. And what's going to happen is what they do with it. And some people say, never, I just blow those off. Those are minor. Those are just road bumps. Yeah, but guess what? Those road bumps are there for a reason. They're there to set you straight. They're there to get you back on course. They're there to turn those losses and failures into successes. And if you don't see those, then guess what? You're going to lose. You're going to keep losing. You might think you're winning, but are you truly winning if you don't see a loss, if you don't encounter a loss, if you don't encounter a failure? Was it like Thomas Edison, they say, had 10,000 failures before he got that light bulb right. Did he stop working on the light bulb? No, he didn't. He kept going and improving because, again, he didn't see it as a failure, but he saw it as, again, a building point to get better and better. Alexander Graham Bell, they say he invented the telephone. No, he invented room service. No, he invented the telephone. And again, it got better and better. Look at where we're at now. I mean, I'm talking to you through my telephone. So do you see things get better and better? But there's always going to be those failures. There's always going to be those flops. There's always going to be something that's just not going to happen. The Wright brothers, they took off. What did they invent? They invented in-flight movies. But again, they continued and they worked on it and they started out of a bicycle shop. And now, look at that. I mean, it just takes a couple of hours now just to fly from New York to London. Okay, several hours. But again, New York to London. Back in those days, it wasn't even imaginable. So do you see where we are? Look at this. 50 years later. 50 years later. Man on the moon. We've done it. And now where are we? Well, we've got people living in space right now. Yeah, they're living up there in the International Space Station. But again, they've had a lot of failures. The biggest failure? Well, three, now. Apollo 1 for NASA. Apollo 1. Space Shuttle Challenger. Space Shuttle Columbia. And yet we're still going up there. We're still doing it. We're still making it happen. It's not stopping us. It's just going to motivate us, to inspire us, to get us to more successes and more big wins. And folks, it applies to you too. So I can sit here and tell you I've had my share of losses. I don't advertise them because, again, they don't need to be advertised. But again, when I need to tell people, hey, look, I'm talking about this. I know what I'm talking about. And it comes from a loss, then trust me, it comes from a loss. And if I have to qualify it just to satisfy some people, I will qualify it just to humble them. But again, I don't need to advertise my wins either. I'm doing it every single day. So long as those kids back there are happy, then I'm winning every day. So long as my wife is happy, I'm winning every day. And so long as I'm happy with my life, I am winning every day. There's your wins. There's your success. And folks, that's the way it is. But again, there's people out there that want money. They want material goods. More power to them. They want fame. They want notoriety. They want to ride on the coattails of others. Kudos to them. Some of them even want to win big on a scratch-off or on the one-armed bandit. Kudos to them. More power to them. But when the money runs out, are they still happy? Probably not, because if that's where they set their worth, if that's what they set their value of life, then there's some adjustment. There's a big disconnect. And that's not a good thing. But again, that's the way I see things. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going to do these videos, and it's going to rub some people raw. It's going to anger other people. But you know what? I'm still doing them. Others are going to like it because I'm telling it like it is. And if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. But I'm going to still continue doing these. So are these losses? No, these are all wins. Every day I'm up here and I'm able to say something and share something with you. That's a big W. It's a big W for me. Because if I help you change your world, guess what? We both win. We both win. And I'd like to see a lot of win-wins. Sometimes we fail, but that's okay. But winning is winning, and we all like winning. So with that being said, folks, think about your losses, but also think about your wins, and think about how those losses gave you those wins. Listen, I'm Dave Guerra. This has been Let's Have a Chat, Lessons in Leadership tonight here on Thursday's Leadership Edition. And I will talk to you tomorrow. We're going to wrap up the week. Have a good one. I'll talk to you then. Take care.